So now we're going to head over to PCC, which is the local community college up the road here, and I go out there usually about 3 or 4 days a week. I work with the English program out there. I teach English to students, and at the same time that I'm talking to them, I try to introduce them to internal ideas and eventually get them into DP. Sister, a couple days ago, we gave her DP introduction. It was only the second time I had met her. So some of them are more interested in or have a higher aptitude for internal concepts, so we try to introduce that to them as quickly as possible. So anyway, today we're going to head out there. We're going to go do some English study in the morning. It's kind of a drop-in conversation thing where the students can just come and go as they please. Maybe we'll get a few students, and then I get their email and their contact information, phone number, stuff like that, so I can always recontact them, invite them to other future activities. So we're just going to head over there, and then later in the afternoon I'll have an appointment with another sister who we're trying to introduce her also to DP and work with her on some projects. So anyway, she's a little more high profile. She's an actress, so we're trying to also work with her for other reasons. So that's what we're doing. Let's go ahead and head out and go on over there and see what we can do today. My concept of witnessing in general is I want to witness to the youth, primarily college students, because I read Mother's speeches repeatedly that she's given over the past 2 years. For Hoon-Doo Kay in the morning, I read those repeatedly. And she's making a strong emphasis on basically her goal or her concept of reviving our church is to reach out to the youth and start with that as a starting point and kind of rebuild the early church. Not in the sense that we have to copy everything that we did in the early days at all, but just the concept of heart that we had, of devotion to true parents, desire to sacrifice, desire to live on the front line, all of those attributes. I think she's really concerned about reviving those in our church throughout the world, and of course America. And so in line with that, I've been doing a lot of work on the college campuses, and so that's kind of my personal focus in witnessing. So my original idea was to go to the campuses and volunteer, build a relationship with the faculty so that they appreciate me on the campus, and then at that point go out and start teaching DP to the students. And over the past several years, I've invited many students to workshops. I brought 3 or 4 students to Las Vegas. I had 2 sisters. They went to Las Vegas, they did a workshop. Then we took an airplane, we flew to the East Coast. We did fundraising on a fundraising team for a week. And they did fundraising. And then after that, we went to another workshop, which was right after the fundraising. And since that time, one of the sisters has been back to Las Vegas for other additional workshops. So, we're having pretty good success with getting students to workshops, getting them to IPAC, getting them to Las Vegas, those kind of things. So, that's kind of my concept. And I try to go to Las Vegas periodically, about once every 3 or 4 months, so that I can work with Akira-san there and the CART members, keep a good relationship going there. And also I feel that it's really important for each state to invest themselves in Las Vegas, because as far as True Mother is concerned, Las Vegas is the prime focus for witnessing in America. And I think that it's really good spiritually if the different states in America can send volunteers there to help out. So I try and go there periodically. I think it's a good condition for my state of Oregon. And as well, of course, it helps Las Vegas and it helps build relationships. It helps out in a lot of areas. So that's kind of my focus in doing that style of witnessing with what I'm doing here. So this is the drop-in conversation program. And then we have another conversation program, which is where they make an appointment. So they'll make an appointment with me. I'll meet the same student the same day every week. That's the appointment style. And then our third type of conversation is group conversation, where we have scheduled groups, which I'll be doing here in about another 10 minutes. I'll be starting one of those. So those are our 3 styles of conversation programs. This is where we have our group conversation. And sometimes we use it for one-on-one conversation, but mostly like groups and stuff. And this is where I come in, do the group conversation. So here's my ID, employee ID. And the next thing is I try to get their contact information, their email, phone number, stuff like that. And then that way I can invite them to future activities, or most importantly, trying to set up a one-on-one appointment with them, right? So then we do conversation and I just meet them one day a week. And then when I meet them one day a week, then I can then very easily introduce many concepts of, internal things like making peace in the world, those kind of things. And I tell people that instead of telling them, oh, we teach the divine principle, I tell them, oh, we teach universal principles. We teach principles that are universally true for everybody in the world. I tell them that there's a universal language. For example, if I go to any country in the world and if we see a baby crying or a child crying, we know that that child is sad. It doesn't matter what country you go to. It doesn't matter what religion you're in, what the culture is or anything. It's like a universal language. So the principles that we teach are universal principles that talk about things that are true for everybody in the world. And through that, it helps us to feel more united as brothers and sisters, and it helps us to make peace in the world. So instead of looking at what is our differences, what's different between us, we're looking at what are the similarities, and how can we unite centered on those similarities. And through that, we can make peace in the world. So these are some of the concepts that we introduce to the students in the conversations. And of course, some students don't really care. They're just focused on their goals, their education, getting a job, boom, boom, boom. That's okay. But once in a while we run into the students who are really searching, like the sister I met earlier this week. She's been studying many different religions and really searching in her life for some solution. So I gave her, she asked me, can you give me the introduction to the divine principle? And I gave it to her right on the spot. So, it's nice when we find those students also. So yeah, it's been a good experience working here over the past 3 years.